11th pick, the Miami Dolphins select
Miami Dolphins traded Jaylen Waddle. Now everything changes. In this video, we're running a live full 7-round mock draft to break down exactly how Miami uses their newly acquired 2 first-round picks they haven't told enough. They're acquiring one today from the Denver Broncos. But here's the real question. Is this just the beginning? Could Achane be next? And most importantly, who replaces Waddle right now? Because this move completely reshapes the immediate and near future for the Miami Dolphins. So let's dive into the war room. Jason Sarney, how you doing, man? Big news.
A little tired, but big news today. Big news. Very fun news. I think, look, you can miss and you can be upset about a player like Jaylen Waddle leaving town. But you know what? It's a rebuild. You got to make some demolition before you can build a foundation. And credit to John Eric Sullivan. He's doing everything he can to make this build his own. And you got to scrap what you have. And now they have 11 2026 draft picks.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of. Shout out to the chat. Guys are already active in here. Thank you guys so much. I was on for an hour and a half today earlier, so check that one out. But here we go. Yeah, look, I actually like this move. I had more time to reflect. This is about value, Jason. This is about building the roster and understanding. You mentioned it, where you're at as an organization. You had 2 players that could bring you back real value, Jaylen Waddle and Devon Achane. We'll get to Achane in a minute. But right now, now we have 2 first-round picks, 4 third-round picks, 7 picks in the top 100, gives you flexibility on draft night. Now, Jason, we're in a position. You can take the best player available. You can address multiple needs. You can really reshape this roster how you really want it. That's a great job by this front office. And here's the key. Now you can really draft 2, maybe 3 wide receivers to replace Waddle's production, because this draft is loaded at receiver with size, which fits what this new regime, I think, wants. And don't forget, new regimes in front offices, Jason, they want their guys, right?
100%. And they have the most draft picks in the top 94 than they've ever had as a franchise. You mentioned 7. So from 11 to 94, they're loaded. And day 2 absolutely is a position where John Eric Sullivan could, as I like to say, that I wish that they did in 2020, bully the board, do what he wants, maybe move back, move up, really negotiate the board well. So I love their pick allotment, and it's going to be very interesting to see if they get more, because one aspect that I love with 2 first-round draft picks is 2 potential 5th-year options in a rebuilding year from ground zero, year 1. So you're looking at a couple of little tiny intangibles, and if they do pick up yet another first, there's a hell of a way to build a future.
Yeah, great point, Clown Prince. We got a first and a third for a player that's truly, he's never been in a Pro Bowl. Look, I like Jaylen Waddle. It's a sad day you get rid of Jaylen Waddle, but again, this is the position where it's easiest to replace, and they have a threshold of players they like. And also, let's not forget, Jaylen was taking himself off the field a little bit from time to time. There was some of that, and there were some big drops. He's a heck of a player, a heck of a talent. I think it works well. I think this works well for Denver. I think what Denver did is they looked in and said, all right, we're at pick 30. And we'll put this to the test in the mock draft. Now, the mock draft, by the way, is going to be funner for us. So, we love a good mock draft. They're at pick 30. They say, do we want Chris Brazzell, Cooper, Surratt, or do we just want Jaylen Waddle? So it makes sense for Denver. And Sarney, if you take Waddle in your fantasy team, you might go a little bit higher now, right?
You know what? Funny you say that, but Denver's got some other guys. Cortland Sutton. I don't know that Waddle is surefire 1A. He could just be a 1B or a 1AA. I'm nothing against Jaylen Waddle, but this is a move where Denver is going all in to win. You know what I mean? Where what Miami did was move a guy where they can get capital to build. It was a very good reciprocal deal for a team that was a game away from the Super Bowl versus a team that's got a long way to go and a lot of players to add before even sniffing a playoff berth, let alone win, let alone advancement into a championship scenario. So this was one of the, I mean, look, the Dolphins, I think, won the trade on paper. I mean, when you look at some of the other market deals out there for receivers, you look at the Pittman deal, you look what Miami, I mean, look, John Eric Sullivan was able to get, you can call it a haul. They improve one pick in the middle round, they get a first, and they netted another one. So they went from 9 picks to 11 picks, and they, again, had 7 top 94 picks, the best situation going into a draft that they've ever been in that regard. The last time, 2000. They had 6 picks, and the time before that they had 6 picks in the top 100 was 1997. If you remember that draft, Jason Taylor.
Teal Green.
It was Teal Green.
Oh, listen, I was so
Green,
devastated, man, when that happened.
Was not a bust. It was an injury that happened, and he worked his damnedest to get back. So I don't like when people call him a bust.
No, he's not a bust.
He was an injury.
The 96 and 97 drafts have a special place in my heart, Mr. Jason Sarney.
Jimmy Johnson, man. Say what you want about Jimmy, but
I'll tell you this. I'm the most confident going into the draft with a guy picking the groceries since Jimmy Johnson, by the way.
I mean, sure. Now, the most confident or the best part about the confidence is we don't know. Like, we don't know. People could look at the Green Bay model, and that's fine to kind of use as a little bit of a guidance, but he has a clean slate. He has no historical data, John Eric Sullivan, to go off of. We don't know what's in his mind, what's in his vision on how to build a team. He is the boss, whereas he was just in the room being a part of the process. So he could have suggested every player under the sun, and his superiors could have been like, we're going to go this way. Thank you. But no, now it's his vision. So as 99 says, and absolutely another shout out to 99's work on Twitter, phenomenal work. Yes, in Sully, we trust. A guy right there, 99.
Yeah, love John Eric Sullivan. And look, Regime, they want their guys too, right? Don't forget that. These guys want their players. They're the guys that they look on, I said even Quinn Ewers, as good as he is, not their guy, right? Achane, not their guy. We could talk about that, but those guys are not their guys. And every time, it's just like you and me. When you go to a new job and say become manager, you sift out the good ones, but you want to hire some new ones and bring in your people.
100%. I mean, look, I'll give you an example. Like and I'm in the world of recruiting. If a department that I deal with, like financial departments, if a company's going to hire a new CFO, they don't want to inherit a controller, a senior accountant, an accounts payable account. They're going to want to probably hire their own. So if you bring in a new boss, the first thing the new boss in the department is going to want to do is go get their own people. If you're in sales, you bring in a sales manager, they're not going to want to inherit the sales staff. You think the bottom 2 or 3 folks on the sales staff is going to keep their job? No, they're going out to interview to get their people of who they want in their department. Same idea with the general manager in football. Out with the old, in with the new. And that's no disrespect to a Waddle, to a Fitzpatrick, to a potential other player. Yeah, I think there is an ability to discuss the trade market with Achane.
Yes.
Can they net a first rounder? That would be a tall order. Look, in all full disclosure, that doesn't really happen in this market. A running back who is a little undersized. It could be a running back like Saquon Barkley. He might not net a first round pick. So you might be looking at a future round 2. You might be looking at a round 2 or round 3 or a combination of the two. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk
about Fano. Also, we got a Fano video dropping in a couple. I don't know when it's going to drop. I was working on it today when this news, but check that out. Lo-Fi mentions, Love's been dropping. Let's say that scenario does happen. I think you get on the phone, similar to what Denver. I mean, I guess we'll get into the H8 stuff, but similar to what Denver did. Like I said, they looked on the board. They said, I'd rather have this receiver I'd rather have Jaylen Waddle instead of this receiver. Maybe the Seahawks at 32 would rather have Devon Achane instead of Jadarian Price, right? They're a team close. You call up, give me 32 and 94. I mean, and it doesn't mean. Here's another thing. You can go in a second, Jason, but it doesn't mean that, okay, they're giving up on Malik Willis or not giving him weapons. You can replace running back and receiver, and if you have enough draft picks, you can. But go ahead, Jason.
It's also a situation that might make it tougher for other teams because they don't just have to say, you know what, I want Achane, but they're going to have to sign him and make sure that they're going to have to sign him because, there's 1 year left on his deal. You know what I mean? So this has to be sort of a pre-negotiated song and dance where if a team like Seattle, a team like Houston, if they're going to give up heavy capital to make the Dolphins happy, this team is going to need to know via Achane's agent that they're going to sign a 3 or 4 year extension to make it worthwhile. Because why wouldn't the Seahawks just get the second or third best running back and own them for 4 or 5 years? Pardon the term, but to have them under contractual control. So this would be interesting to take it up to draft day. But I will tell you, if you're going to get a fleece of a concept or a deal from one of those teams with heavy draft picks, look, teams like the Steelers have compensation to give up. Teams like the Texans have compensation to give up. We'll see. I mean, the Seahawks do not have a ton. They have like 4 picks.
You would get Slammy. Shout out to Slammy. Shout out to the chat. You guys are wild, man. Thank you so much. You guys are in it tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. We want to give away these caps that me and Jason have and a Miami Dolphins draft cap, so make sure you subscribe. Just keep it slamming. Shout out to slamming Sammy Joe. Keep Achane. He says 64 would be the offer. The Dolphins are not going to do that. I think they're inclined. They probably want to keep Devon. They want to give something for Malik. But if it starts with the number 1, I've always said, you get 32 and 94, they got to consider that, right? And you can rebuild through, that's something you got to consider. And you mentioned the contract, Clown Princess. I'm viewing Achane as a one rental. Why wouldn't I trade him depending on the offer, of course? Great point. Here's the thing. We don't know what's going on in that negotiating room. Is it closer to James Cook or does he want 18, 19, 20 million, right? We don't know what's going on. So, again, Jason, this notion that you can't – I've always said Malik Willis is the bridge quarterback with franchise upset. I think they want him to be good. I think they believe in it. But I think if they realize if we hit on our draft picks and Malik maybe doesn't turn out to be as good as we thought – contract's not that bad. We go get our quarterback. The problem becomes Malik doesn't work out and you're not hitting on your draft picks, right? So there's still that bridge situation where you could do a little bit of both. I think they're trying to ride the line of stay competitive, but build for the future.
100%. I mean, what they have in the deal, it's not a $67 million deal. It's a 2-year deal with an out. That's what it is. So
2-year tryout.
Right. If it works, great. And this draft, next draft, 2027, 2028 free agency, that's when they're going to be able to make a splash 2 or 3. Maybe not necessarily next year, but they'll have money to do so. In the next 2 years, this is what they've been doing to get fiscally responsible and get compliant to be able to do more business. Look, they made 15 one-year deals of an average deal between all of them of $1.25 million. You know what I mean? It's like this is not complimenting Sullivan for bringing in awesome talent. You need to fill out guys 30 to 45, guys 40 to 53. You know what I mean? And that's basically what he's done. He's added the back end of the roster on the cheap. A couple of these guys might get cut. A couple of these guys might be practice squad players. But again, 11 draft picks right now. 11.
He set himself up. I tweeted about this. He set himself so good in the draft because they're open. They can look at the board, Jason, what's there, maybe something we're not even thinking about, right? Like, something, a love, and they go ahead and pounce on it. Or they want to trade back and they take a Sadiq or something. There's opportunities they might look and say, we're open to business. We're flexible. We're open to getting more picks. We're open to move up, down. We're open to sending some of these picks if you want to offer us a 27 pick. Well, that's where we might go take a shot at a quarterback high, right? That 94th pick that we acquired today, that could be your Drew Alar, right? That could be your developmental guy. Once again, Quinn Ewers is not their developmental guy. I think they like him, but there's a difference between drafting a quarterback high in every year and drafting a guy every year in the late rounds. I think this is what we'll see this year with the Dolphins. But like that 94 pick could turn into, who knows? Mike Washington Jr. You just never know how they feel about what they want to do and the guys they want to bring in. But they're open, Jason. They're flexible and they left themselves open. I love it.
Hypothetically, hypothetically,
let's do hypotheticals.
you could take the 94 and the 90 and move up into closer if you see a guy that you want to get. If somebody falls,
A receiver, you're like, oh, we got to have Ted
a
Hurst.
quarterback, a safety, an edge. Yep. If you're 3 picks deep in this draft, you got 11, you got 30, you got 43, you pick 75, and then someone's sitting there at like 80, and you want to move 94 and 130 up, or they have the wiggle room to do that. I don't see them getting out of this draft with less than 9 players. 9 to 12 players is the sweet spot. If they add a draft pick with a trade back, if they want to trade back, this is not a draft where they're going to be doing multiple trade ups, if one at all. They need horses, so if they can move up 9, 12 picks, interesting scenario that they now have given themselves wiggle room to do. Tell you another thing. Remember, we're hypothetical now.
Yep.
Not rooting for this, but we all love Zach Sealer. But if he can get a 4th or a 5th rounder,
gone.
I'm
okay with that. Nothing should be off the table.
Nothing's off the table.
And guess what about Zach Sealer? You have a bunch of young guys, and there could be a value on a young defensive tackle, the type you want in this draft. Right. So there's an Jacob says, shout out, hey, this trade helps my guy Nussmeier going to Miami. Hey, there could be a quarterback with that extra pick. Slam and Sammy said, would you take the 49ers a 2, a 3, and a 4?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, these are back end. I mean, these are later picks in the round, but they're 3 picks. And then you could use, all right, Slam and Sammy. I do that deal of Love is there at 11. You pick, you know what I mean? Like there is option, but that is not a
might be
hang up the phone. That's not a hang up the phone situation, Slam.
We might have to call.
I don't dislike that at all.
Yeah. Again, because it depends. Where's the second? And remember, we talk about the Seattle. That's a 32nd pick. So it's a first, but it's kind of, that's the end of the first round, the last pick in the first round. So kind of a second, a really high second almost. You have to ask yourself, is Achane not in your 3-year rebuild? Then why keep him? Absolutely. I mean, it's a fair question to ask right now. Shout out to Mickey D's, cuz 125 watching. Hit that like. Yes, guys, hit that like, subscribe, help us. We'll get to the mock.
Yeah, Florida, I like that, Florida boy. I like it.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Real quick. I mean, if you're looking on fleecing, if you're looking on moving a player like an Achane, if you're looking on moving back in the draft to see what teams have an ample amount of capital, you're looking at the Jets, who I don't want to trade with. I don't like trading interdivision. I mean, but the Raiders, the Browns, the Chiefs, the Steelers. These teams have capital. The Titans. And then a little bit further down the trough, as mentioned, you got the Texans with a couple of nice picks in that 28 to 69 range. So, we'll see here. But John Eric Sullivan is going into this like a poker player with huge stacks of chips right now. And he could be a little aggressive. He could sit back. He can call. He can bluff. He can do whatever he wants right now.
This is the business of a good GM. Look, they accumulated the ammo. Now they got to hit the target. Simple as that. He's done the right thing as of now. You got to hit the target. So we talked about all these names, but at the end of the day, you still have to replace Waddle. So how do the Dolphins replace Waddle? For me, Jason, I think it's all about the draft, like we said. People are I mentioned this earlier, people are a little down in this class, but I'm telling you, the more work I've done, and outside of quarterback, offensive tackle, and running back, I like the depth in this class. Even at wide receiver, and we mentioned especially with size. Here's the key. I don't think you need one guy. You can replace him by committee. You're sitting there, we talk 2 firsts, multiple day 2 picks, Hurst, Lance, Lane. That gives you the flexibility. Take a receiver early if your guy's there. Come back in the 2nd or 3rd and double up, or in the 5th. Maybe even take 3 receivers total. But because this guy's has size, depth, really good skill sets with the big guys, they're able to run too. I think it's a perfect match what this new regime wants. And the bigger picture, Jason, is they don't want to pass this roster. It's clear they want to build it their way. The draft is the answer for me. Now they have the picks to actually do it. I think the wide receiver class starting at 11, and we'll put it to the test in our mock. There's decisions at 11. Carnell Tate in traffic, he doesn't drop anything. He's got that, I would say, kind of think George Pickens mixed with AJ Green, right?
Well, Chris Olave.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than Chris.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than Chris.
But he's Ohio State receiver.
That's what, you know, I can see Ohio State, you know.
But I'm going to tell you, Jordan Tyson, if it wasn't for the medicals, he's wide receiver 1. What he does, I'm crazy when I scout. I look at jaw structure. I look at legs, the way your feet, your shins move, your ankles move, the lower body flexibility he has. Watch him when he cuts. It's tremendous. His brother, Cleveland Browns, Cleveland. I went through all Cleveland teams before I got to the Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers, first-round pick, Jaylen Tyson. So you saw the athleticism and strength. His brother's a 6'7" wing player, 26 benches on the rep. The medicals are the concern. I don't think they do it. But, my gosh, I know Mel Kiper put him in his mock today. My gosh. And the last guy at 11 we're going to be faced with, and I'll let you take over kind of the receiver options and how you want to replace it. Mekhi Lemon. I know everybody looks at him and says he's short, and he ran 4.48. All I'm asking you guys to do this. Go watch 60 seconds of him. You're going to fall in love with him. I mean, I'm just telling you that right now. But go ahead, Jason.
As much as I understand why it might make sense to replace Waddle, so to speak, with drafting a receiver at 11, I'm intrigued with enough day 2 wide receivers where I'd almost rather to see what falls from a different area. Offensive line, edge, cornerback, safety. These to me are more important scenarios that you might not be able to find that premium of a player, where you can maybe find within the top 50, there's 2 more picks left of those for the Dolphins, a wide receiver. You know, you look at wide receivers who have come out in day 2 or day 3 recently, and they are some of the cream of the crop in this league. You know, you look at a Puka Nacua, you look at a Nico Collins. These guys can be had. And, you know, I look at a 6'4" guy like a Nico Collins. Was he a 4th-round pick? And Bobby Slowick knows him well. Maybe he can identify a next Nico. You know what I mean? And could that be a Bryce Lance? Could that be a Ted Hurst, Georgia's guy? You know, could that be a Jacoby Lane? You know, just naming a couple of players that
Fields. I know you agree with me. Fields, he's a little stiff.
Fields dropped off a little bit. Yeah. I did not love what I saw in the combine.
Yeah.
I made a couple of drops in the gauntlet drill.
As I watched him more, he's a little stiff. I mean, but there's value there. But again, there's a bunch of big guys. Fields would be a guy who'd be go a lot higher in normal draft. There's like 5 or 6 Fields in this draft. So that's
Jordan, you laugh, and I love the Deion Burks joke, but there is an option to get a speed guy and a physical guy.
I don't put it past them right now.
There's an option for that.
Tutu Atwell. I mean, Xavier. Who did Justin Miller report? Zoom with us. Was it Thompson or
Xavier Thompson?
Yeah, he's this small, fast guy, like
special teamer.
Yeah, we don't know their type totally yet. We know the Green Bay type, right?
And yes, but I'm also. You mentioned Tutu Atwell. We mentioned Jalen Tolbert. These are guys. These are 1-year guys.
Yeah,
these are 1-year guys. Now Malik Washington, 2 years left on a rookie deal. Not Sullivan's guy. Is he a no-brainer to re-sign? I love Malik Washington, but he's a smaller receiver who hasn't done necessarily much for whatever reason. You know, you want to blame route running, you want to blame scheme, you want to blame McDaniel, what have you. But is there a guarantee that Malik Washington is going to be here in 2028? No. Theo Weiss, Terrace Marshall Jr., no wide receiver to me on this team is safe 2027, 2028, and beyond. So to draft 2 wide receivers in this draft, absolutely on the table. Absolutely. Yeah. And Florida, in the top 50, that would mean they'd have to take 2.
They'd probably go 11. That means they're going 11 at receiver. I mean,
look, listen, Daniel, I agree. I love Bryce Lane.
Yeah.
I love him. And he's flying up the board.
If I had to bet, they took Christian Watson. And if you watch him, he's a clone. So if I had to bet on a receiver being a Dolphin in the middle round, even more than Hurst, and they're pretty close for me, there's that same tier. Like, he looks like a guy who would be a Miami Dolphin based on the Green Bay Christian Watson thing. And look, I also got to realize, if we're going back to Green Bay way, it's hard to see them taking a wide receiver in the first, because they didn't do it, but they did do it last year. They took Matthew Golden, so that was less.
And he's not a physical guy. He's a speed guy, kind of speed guy, right?
Because they thought they were missing that piece. But Gutekunst, they draft wide receivers in round 2. I'll tell you what I don't like though: 30 to 43, a little weird. The wide receiver, right? There's that little bit of gap. Maybe one of these guys jumps up depending who's there. But yeah, I think they take 2 or 3, maybe not in the top 50, but I think they could take 3 receivers in the top 150. That's not out of the question, right? So to me, that's very realistic.
Well, that's 9 out of their 11. So
it could happen. It could happen.
It could happen. I mean,
Yeah.
look, if I'm
Definitely
sweet spotting it, you're looking at maybe 43, 87, and 90.
75, I think
75 I see is an edge spot.
But you might not get Hurst or Lane if you wait till
fair.
It depends. I mean, look, it depends. It's a hard thing to do, but they got options now. I think that's the most important part. But you agree, free agent wise, not much out there, right? Jawan Jennings still out there? I read that.
They can't afford him. They're not going to be able to afford him. But
and people were talking about Brian Thomas Jr. Look, they see draft picks as gold. They just acquired him. They're not giving away. The only way they give him away is that somebody's going to turn it into a 27 pick.
Right.
Well, that's probably their quarterback year. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of teams are going to be very hesitant to trade 2027 draft picks. But you also got to be careful. People talked about this quarterback class last year. They talked about this draft last year, and look what happened. So, but I think there's so many guys that have to come out next year that it's going to be really good. Would you take Downs at 11? He's there.
On tape, yes. Consider, yeah.
Unless there's a medical issue, kind of like what we saw with what's his name last year, Will Johnson. Then
look at Will Johnson.
Yeah, look at Will Johnson, right? But you might only get 4 or 5 years, good years out of George. Stribling reminds me of Javon Walker. Interesting comp. Dude, he's another guy.
Yeah.
The Caldwell kid out of Cincinnati who ran 4.31 at 6'5". There's so many guys. I can't wait till we get to the draft. We're going to get here in a minute. But, to me, it's unbelievable the value at that position. And they know that. They're smart. They see that, Yeah, so you agree it's going to be draft for a wide receiver. I don't think there's any more free agents. And what is your notion of they're tanking, or do you believe it's a tank, or are they trying to do both? To me, they're trying to walk that line. More importantly, they're looking out for the best of the franchise. And let's be honest, most teams would have done that deal for Jaylen Waddle.
Most 100%. And I get a little cringy when I hear the word tank, because football players, they're not trying to lose. They're putting things on film. What I'm looking for, be competitive. And when I say competitive, not just on Sundays, throughout practice. You know what I mean? Like there's enough roster movement and depth chart movement where these guys need to fight for playing time. So maybe they can get their next contract in 2027, those 1-year guys.
Yeah.
So I want competition 7 days out of the week. I want to see development. I want to see creativity in play calling. I want to see defensive schemes that work. So you know what? Do I expect 6, 7, 8 wins? Absolutely not. Do I expect 0? No. Would I be surprised if they get 3 to 5? No. So I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, but I don't want to see slop. I don't want to see crap. I want to see a coaching staff and personnel that are fighting for the best of their ability, knowing that this is a multiple year build right now. So
yeah,
I hope that answers you adequately.
David, shout out. CeeDee Lamb's my cop for Jordan Tyson. And you mix in Chase. I think you're on the money. I think the medicals. I think that's what holds him back. But you never know. I can see Baltimore taking him at 14. I'm taking Vega at 11 and a safety at 13. Lo-Fi mentioned the scheme fit. I mean, he's not the cleanest fit, but I think he's good enough. There's other guys who are a little bit cleaner fit, but you watch the tape, he moves people. I did see him in a mock today go down to 22. It changes. All these things can continue. Definitely 30 is definitely a first round, and you get a 5th-year option on that player, whereas you don't at 33. Yeah,
that's exactly right. That it's a small intangible, but I hate what I've been hearing today from a number of people on Twitter. Oh, 30th is just an early second. No, you can get a 5th-year option, and then you could
value. Numerically, it's
big.
Close. Yeah,
it's big.
It's the 5th-year option is the difference.
It's big.
Yeah,
it's an intangible, and in a ground-up build to get 1 more year, and you're right, Riddler, plus a franchise option. It is big. Yeah.
Especially, that's why you see these quarterbacks when they're not taking a quarterback, but that's why you see these teams go for Dart or Lamar Jackson, and because that's the position you really want that 5th-year option.
They traded up. The Baltimore Ravens
are smart and utilize their 5th-year option, Jason.
Right? Shots fired. But didn't the Ravens move up to the back end of to the 32nd overall pick just to draft Lamar Jackson? That was the plan.
The Giants went up for Dart, I think 26.
Correct. Yeah.
There's plenty of other teams who made a mistake, but that's the key. It's the 5th-year option is the difference. Numerically, player-wise, there's probably not a difference between 30 and 38 or 39, but 5th-year option-wise, is the difference. Shout out to the chat. You guys are killing it, man.
Love
Everybody in the chat, thank you. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell. Again, we're going to give away these Finn's Faithful hats. Get us that push to 3,000 subs before the draft, and we'll give away a draft cap, Dolphins draft cap.
We're at 30 minutes. Let's mock.
You ready to mock?
Let's mock.
Chat, you ready to mock? Let's do it. Let's jump into the mock. Give me a second. Shout out to Jacob Infante. He gave us the ad-free version of this mock, the PFSN. So shout out to Jacob. We appreciate him. All right, let me pull this up. Where are we at here? We're live, so forgive me. Share screen. All right, here we go. So normal 7 rounds, Miami consensus board. Looks good, Sonny?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Chat,
boy.
you can play along. You can play along with this here.
And those wow.
Ooh.
Caleb,
All right, so we're on the clock. It went pretty chalk. Love 1 second. Wow, Bain, Mawioga, Tyson, Bailey, Tate, Downs. So we're looking at the board. The corner looks good. Even Lemon looks good. Fanu looks good. Vega looks good. No trade offers. We have no trade offers. That's the first time I think it's ever happened.
Interesting.
Yeah. No trade offers. Do you want to look down? Would you willing to? Do you want to move down a few spots, analyze it, or do you want to stick and pick here at 11? Because
why don't I give a couple of reasons why we could trade down?
Yeah.
And then you convince me if you love a player.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Sounds good. I like that.
When I'm convincing right now, I'm not saying anything against the player. I'm looking at the whole draft. Can Jeff Hafley get a cornerback that might be a little longer? Not obviously as skilled as Delane, but could maybe fit the bill for a starting boundary corner, scheme versatile? The answer, I think, is yes. Mekhi Lemon, phenomenal prospect. Could we get a bigger, more physical receiver 2 picks later? I think the answer is yes. I'm a little worried about Jamon McCoy and the medicals. He's fantastic. But does JES Sully want to get an injury worry in his first ever pick as a Miami Dolphin? Spencer Fano, not bad of an option. Monroe Freeling, that's your boy. The only reason I say no is because he is a left tackle. I don't know about converting him to the right.
He's a scheme fit, though. I'll tell you that.
I don't disagree.
He would be a trade down option if I can move down a little bit.
To tell you the honest to goodness truth.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, okay. So looking at it, I think best player here, safest, clean player is Mansour Delane. I think that's a clean pick, good franchise first pick. Lemon, I'm telling you, they're probably in on him more than we think because if you watch the film, the type of player he is, you're going to be blown away. McCoy, the injuries takes it out. The offensive lineman, there's 3 there. Fano, Freeling, Vega. There's a lot of players. I think unless you don't care about losing the corner, I'd call up LA and see if we can get an extra pick because all these guys are going to be there. That's how I would look at it.
I agree with you. And look, guys, if we do a trade, we'll do one trade and that's it.
Yeah, that's
all right. It. But in this kind of situation, Caleb Downs is gone. Tate is gone. Mawigo is gone. So Love gone. So let's play around and call LA, like you said.
I will say, let's call LA, see what we could do. But if we do stay, I think we go clean and take the corner, and then we could probably get our offensive lineman at 30.
I mean, you're looking at if you want to make a selection, you're looking at a no-brainer, no headache kind of pick, and Delane would be that guy. Or to me, Vega would be that guy, but there are questions on scheme. I guess I could hear you.
Yeah.
But I do want to see,
let's call up
LA. They don't have a ton of capital. Not a ton, enough.
Would they do that?
No, they're not going to do that. I would call up Baltimore knowing that.
You want to try it? They might. No. I mean, do you want to do this deal?
I would, but they're not going to do it.
But I'm saying, would you? Are you okay?
I would. I would be.
Are you okay with losing Delane?
You might not even lose Delane, but yeah, I would be fine with it.
So you want to give it a shot and see if
they're not going to accept it? But go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close though. We could have got it. We could get it.
I would move to Baltimore right now.
14.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just keep moving down the list till
just
for
see
a
what's
couple
out there.
spots.
Just see what's out there.
Let's go to the next one. Baltimore's after
And
LA.
I like what Daniel said. I am hell-bent, as close to hell-bent as I could be, of getting a corner at 6'2" or above, which there's plethora of day 2.
Okay, they're not going to do that. Honestly, I think Tampa at 15 might
That's
be
that's the furthest I'd go back.
Yeah, I'm not going back past Tampa.
Because that's the Vega pick.
Look, we know we have plenty of time on the clock. We know we got our guy.
4 minutes left. You got like 4 minutes to make a move here.
We're exploring options on the phone. We know that we'll take Delane, I think, right? If we have to pick. I think
if we're in like 3.5 minutes to go and we're fumfering, yeah. Work with that. Throw back a 151.
We can get
Try it.
No, it'll probably go through. Do you want to give up 151?
You're getting another pick on the top 94 and the top 77.
So here's the question.
To move back 4 spots.
This is what I have to ask. Are you okay with not getting Delane?
I'm okay with not getting Delane if we can get 3 of the guys that I would love.
Okay, I agree with that. But the clean players on the board. But
absolutely, but I think Hafley wants size and
let's
length.
go. We got the deal done.
And we're gonna get Vega. We're gonna get Vega. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, but this is beautiful.
All right.
I think that we have an opportunity.
Man.
Dynaman?
No. I'm telling you about Makai Lemon, man. Take my word on this, Sarni.
I'm not.
He's too good of a player. I mean,
sure. But I'm not. Listen, offensive line is huge, and I think that these guys have said they want to build from the inside out, and there are other.
Yeah, I know, but we got plenty of picks now. That's the only thing.
Not for interior, not for a no-brainer interior that can play the left or the right and create a absolute smash mouth situation. And
what if I tell you at 30, we can get Max and Ahanachor, we can get Brandon Cease, or we can get Blake Miller.
Tell you the truth,
and we could get the best. I'm telling you the
truth. I would like to solidify the offensive line if we can get Vega and one of those right tackles.
Chat, Vega or Lemon?
I would do Vega, knowing that you're creating.
I'm telling you, boys. I could do either one. I could do either one.
I'm saying Vega's more of a can't miss than Lemon.
I just want to put it out there that I like to make the argument. You know me. I love the draft and I love to make every argument when I look at a player who, if you put on the tape, could be a top 10, 12 player in this draft. I love Vega.
I want it to be a top 5.
The scheme fit is not clean.
I
will say that. It's not clean. I will say that.
If you want to see, I'm taking my shirt off, swinging it, and that Vance on the table right now, saying we traded down, we got an extra pick, and we still have Vega, and we're going to get 2 receivers day 2. You're not going to find a player close to Vega on the inside of this line. You're not. You're just not. Vega's the pick here. They're not. Lemon is not going to help.
I think people are stereotyping Lemon because of the height, and he ran a 4.48. I know everybody likes Vega.
Vega's the guy.
But Sarni,
I don't think they're picking. They're not going to pick. We just said they're going to pick a second-day receiver because that's what they do.
I didn't know he'd be there at 15.
You cannot pass up Ioane when they have said numerous times they want to build from the inside and they want size.
Dolphins will have Lemon in for a 30 visit.
They have plenty of players.
Do me a favor.
He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest.
Do me a favor though. Watch a couple minutes of him, and you come back to me with the.
I would be upset
if we
don't take Ioane. I would be legitimately upset.
I know you'd be upset, but I got to walk through it. I love this process. That's why I'm here to walk through.
I'd be running up to pick Ioane.
I mean, I saw him in a mock at 22 today. I saw him in another mock at 18. So like I think sometimes, thank God the guy on the left is not picking for Miami. That's me, I guess, right? Stop being stubborn, George. I like to go through options. I don't like to get locked in. That's why I always go with Sarni. And I end up. It's not that I don't disagree, but I like.
You're not wrong on the argument, but I'm looking at what I could find in 2 or 3 other picks that I can't find now. I cannot find a no-brainer.
I like this. I'm saying Max Ahanachor at 30.
Chris Greer did the same exact thing when he picked Jaylen Waddle. He went with a smaller wide receiver
No,
who's
he's a
good.
totally different player than
But
Jaylen
he
Waddle.
passed up on a pro. He passed up on
He's
an
not
old
Penny
pro.
Sewell, Jason. He's not Penny Sewell. That's a total, all disrespect.
He's a Pro Bowl
not
interior. He's not a right tackle. I know
He's
that.
not Penny Sewell. But all right. But we'll go.
You also need to protect.
I'm not opposed to it. But you know me. You know the part of the show. We like to debate. And I want to have this argument in the war room. Vega is fine at this pick. I have no problem.
You cannot pick exactly what Cap just said. Who said that? BROB. You can't. This guy is a all-pro potential guard.
Right. I'm telling you, Mekhi Lemon is a top 5 slot receiver in the NFL tomorrow. That's what I'm telling you.
In every day of the week, I'm taking an interior guard over a slot receiver.
But are you as sold on Vega as in this scheme? In this scheme, fit, you're sold on him. Okay.
I'm sold on Vega in a phone booth, in a football field, on Mars.
All right. So what we'll do is I'm down to those 2 players, right? But it'd be easy if I just said, Jason, take who you want, right? Like,
look, I'll tell you what. Someone just made a great point. Florida boys, I'll tell you what. Go slow. Take Ioane. If we get to 20, pause it and trade up for Lemon.
Let's see. We'll take Vega. We'll always go inside first. But I just
gotta go inside.
Part of me is, guys, I just wanted to put the shot off for Mekhi Lemon because I want you all to go watch. He's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player. And I don't want to be locked in. Team. I don't like to get locked in. I like to look at the board, BPA, always, and talk it out with Jason. And we'll always come to the right decision. Jason and I will. We agree on most of these players, right? But I know if I just say Vega, we'd be done in 2 minutes and we take Vega. So that's part of it, right?
I'm also looking at a franchise that had multiple years of Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, no playoff wins.
But different type. He's more. Think Amon St. Brown.
The point is, two receivers, generational, awesome receivers. Dolphins have no playoff wins.
But different type.
No offensive line.
Right. Different type.
I'm not saying type. I'm saying.
But you can't. Hill, Waddle. This is a different type of receiver. Offensive line.
I'm saying football build. Football team build.
All right. Let's do Vega.
Fix your offensive line.
Let's see what's available.
And the Jets got Lemon. Good for him. They have no quarterback.
Those stinking Jets. All right, so problem. We're up at what's our next pick?
30.
Oh gosh, this is new to us.
No trade. No trade.
All right, let's look at the board. Okay. So we're at the board here. We took Vega in the first round. We'll look at the big board here. They have the safety McNeil Warren, who's a really good option. These are new names, guys. These are new names that we're seeing here that we haven't been because we hadn't had Big 30. Colton Hood, Blake Miller, the quarterback Ty Simpson. I'm not a big Cassius Howell guy. Brandon Cece, who just in his pro day ran 4.42. Zion Young, Max Ahanashore, D'Angelo Pons, Christian Miller. Let's see, Chris Johnson. So we got to look at what's going to be available at 43. All right. You want me to give you my quick thoughts on 30 right now, and then you go?
Yeah.
Okay. And shout out to all the people watching.
100%.
Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. Michael says, great show, guys. All right. So when I look here, right, we got 2 choices. We got our guy inside. We can finish it off on the right side. Okay. We could go safety with McNeil Warren. We could go corner. CeCe Hood. Those are, what I'm looking at here. Now at 43, do we think the corner or the offensive lineman more likely to get there? I might double dip on the offensive line here, if I'm being completely honest.
I would be very happy with that. But I know we might have an argument of the player.
But this is where we're going to have another argument. We talked about this already. I'm a little bit higher on Blake Miller than I am Ahanashore. It's not much different. But again, Blake Miller, 54 starts at right tackle, 52 starts at right tackle, 2 at left. Lower body explosion, 9.97 RAS score, 32 reps with 34-inch arms. He comes in right away and is your right tackle. I think he goes higher than Ahanashore in the draft. Ahanashore, less experience, more upside. So it's what are you looking for, right? I think Blake Miller today's the better player. There could be an argument Ahanashore is going to be the better player in a few years from now, but I'm not 100% certain. Where are you leaning toward? Are you looking at corner, offensive tackle? What do you think, Sarni?
I think that there's a corner to be had in the build of what Hafley would want, maybe at pick 43. I really think that there's an opportunity to solidify the right side of the line for 4 years. If you want to kick Austin Jackson inside, you have the opportunity to do that. Get Jonas Avainaya out of the starting lineup. And all of a sudden, you got a 5-man offensive line that reads Patrick Paul, Austin Jackson, Aaron Brewer, Vega, and one of those right tackles. So that could be very, very intriguing. And I do think that a trench player here really fits into what this new mindset would be for the new regime.
I'm looking at corner, that safety, or that trench player here. So we'll go back to all. C.J. Allen's a good linebacker, but I love the depth here at linebacker. McNeil Warren, again, safety has a lot of depth, right? McNeil will come up. He wants to punish you. All right, I love Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Caden Proctor's another big body, but we already got a big, heavy guy. And then you look at CC or Colton Hood at corner. What is Chat saying?
Chat's pretty – I don't mean this in a bad way. There's a lot of all over the places, which is good. I think getting Ahanachour, which is my preference, or Blake Miller, which I understand.
Yeah.
But
I know Ahanachour is a sexier name.
Ahanachour over Miller, a little faster. I think a little raw. Yes, there's a rawness to him, but I think the ceiling is sky high and the footwork is phenomenal. I've been on Ahanachour since December. That's kind of a selfish reason. But
yeah, I know that. I know that. I like him. I like him too. I just think people I don't think they realize how good Blake Miller is.
Or you know what?
I think we honestly, it's almost our fault. We push Ahanachour so much that people overlook, and that's what they want, right?
Or what we can do is we can make the chat really, really happy and go with the best player available with Emmanuel McNeil Warren and hope to God at 43 one of those tackles remains there, knowing that hey, we could have fun and we could do this, or
best value. I agree is OT or the safety. I think we can get a corner at 43.
Corner we can get a 43 for sure. Now remember, receiver has to happen soon too. And an edge.
Receiver's going to be in that middle round. I think we'll get a couple guys at receiver.
Right.
Let's look at the receiver board.
We got like 2 minutes.
Let's look at the receiver board. Let's look at the receiver board. Bernard Bell, Brazel. Like, I wouldn't hate Brazel. Let me see our picks.
You can get a guy at 43, 75, 77 could be cornerback, safety.
All right, so
that edge in there.
I think the only problem is, Sarni, the safety group's pretty deep. Maybe not as good as McNeil Warren. Safety group's pretty deep. Boy, this is the great part of this draft. All right, so I'm down to McNeil Warren, Miller, and Ahanachour.
If it's one of those three, I'm very happy. No matter what. If you want to be the tiebreaker here, that's fine because I kind of banged the table for Vega.
Let's go. Trust me on Blake Miller. I know you like Ahanachour. We've taken Ahanachour a bunch of times. Let's go Blake Miller. You have you're guaranteed 2 starting offensive linemen day one. These 2 guys are guaranteed starting.
I'm fine with the concept. I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Your call.
Okay, my call. Chris Bowser goes between 30 and 40. Sully said Chris Johnson. We'll get our corner at 43. I'm going to go Blake Miller here. I know. Give me the edge. I know you love Ahanachour. Let's go. I'm telling you, Blake Miller, when draft comes around, is going to be picked higher, and you'll see why. You with me? You give me this one, Sarni?
I'm giving you this one.
All right. They're close. By the way, very close. So, but
I'm reluctantly giving you this one.
Wait, Sarni, I just love that we have a guy who also can slide into left tackle if needed. And it's 52 starts durable at right tackle. Look at his combine numbers. Look at he's a scheme fit.
Unless you give me a Ahanachour now and you get the next 2.
Let's go, Blake. It's close. Let's go. We always take Max Ahanachour. Let's go with the guy who I think is actually right now the higher rated prospect. And Sarni, when I'm telling you, put it in pencil or pen. He's at right tackle day one. Jackson inside a guard. Vega at left guard. How does that sound?
Could do the same thing with Ahanachour.
Ahanachour's a little rawer. It's not a guarantee that he's penciled in. He's a little raw. I don't think it's as much of a guarantee. That's my opinion. We're going to go Blake Miller. Are you okay?
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, we're going Blake. Take my word on this one, Sonny. Take my word on it. All right? Take my word. Are you going to let me take?
We're a team here. We're a team.
All right, let's go Blake Miller. All right. 43 Proctor. Ooh.
Well, I would go. Chris Johnson.
I mean, I promise you, Blake Miller wasn't going to still be on the board, but gosh, I mean, Honitor is still on the board.
Yeah. All right. Scroll down, see who's left.
All right, so let's scroll down. Boy, Halsey's a good safety.
Halsey's a good safety.
Jason, I'm going to tell you about him.
Halsey's a very good safety. Julian Neal's I'll tell you what, Anthony. Julian Neal is in that 2 or 3 picks later. We're going to have him. He'll be there. I want Julian Neal. That's a guy who I want to. I wanted him last.
Where's Julian Neal?
He'll be in the 90s. He'll be at 77.
We're going to get Julian Neal. He's a guy both of us are a fan of. We're both.
This might be look, what edges are left?
All right, let's go to edge. I'm going to tell you another favorite of mine. And
Jackus is.
Oh my God.
Jackus is a player.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this. We haven't took him 30 reps at 260. The burst, the hand power. This is a dude. I don't know if he's a 12, 13 that guy, but this is a dude. He's going to go higher than this. But let's play it out because we have corner. Boy, your guy's still there. That's crazy, though.
That is a little crazy.
That's a little crazy. You know what I mean?
A little crazy.
We could have won another position. Now, if you would have told me, because Blake Miller would probably be gone, but if you would have told me that we could have took somebody else and get a Honitor, I would have done that. You know
I had a feeling that would have been but
you should have told me that, Sonny.
I was
I didn't think he'd be there, dude. I didn't think he'd be there at 43. All right. It does make me feel a little bit better about Blake Miller, though, because he's still there, but I don't think a Honitor will be there. All right, let's go through this. Let's go to this.
Brazel there is not bad, but I still think that we could double up on receiver. Maybe
we could get the wide receiver. We can get the big receiver. That'd be interesting to replay. We need a receiver.
You need a receiver. You need a cornerback. And
now we're at 43. We don't pick till 75.
Now, we
didn't do a trade yet, right?
No, yeah, we did. We did the trade to get back.
That's right. I would say we would pick 90, 94 to move.
What will be gone at 75, 77, 87, 90? What can't we get? Like, that's what we have to answer.
There's a big glaring corner there of Chris Johnson. Edge-wise, I think
you're looking at DDS at best, which is not a bad thing, but we've always gone DDS.
We always gone DDS.
I think Chris Johnson is a very good play here.
I'm going to tell you something. You want to get late round, this kid? The Michigan team, I like him better than Derek Moore. Watch him. He's good.
Romello Height's a good option a little bit later, too.
Romello Height, a little small.
I think that Chris Johnson would be – remember, Chris Johnson ran a couple of tenths of a second better in the combine than people expected him to, and he's sticky.
Ooh, Rodriguez. Somebody remind me of Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, we've been doing a lot,
I say, honestly –
I think we go with safety here. I honestly think that safety right now could be – there's a drop-off.
You're going Halsey.
Halsey's a very good player.
Now, what do you think about Chris Johnson here, though? I mean, that's good value at 43.
It's very good value, but I can name 3 or 4 players a little bit later.
Are they as good as him?
A little bit later. I think
they don't have Neal doesn't have the juice that he has. And this guy, I mean, you mention his stats all the time, Sonny. What he does on the field, he's sticky.
He is sticky.
I like Neal. I like Stooks. I like
Will Lee. Will Lee's
good. Will Lee's another big guy, but I don't think they're in this class.
I agree.
Halsey, I could get Jalen Kilgore. Bud Clark is a K. Wheatley. I like Halsey.
You know what? I'm fine with Johnson. Absolutely. I'm intrigued by Brazel.
I'm down to Brazel. I'm down to Jackus. And I'm down to Halsey. Or Jacob Rodriguez.
I think Chris Johnson's the best player available of me.
So I'll be fine with. I'll let you make the call. You let me take between Johnson, Halsey, or Jackus. We have to have one of those 3. Personally, like favorite is going to be Jackus, right? Favorite, but they're kind of in that same range. It's what you can get at edge or corner later. You know, are you down to those three guys too?
I'm down. The mindset, yeah. I mean, I really, really like Johnson.
We got the chat's all over the board. Johnson, Brazil. Yeah, he'd be the fourth one. Sorry, I didn't mention him. Did I mention him as one of the options? Jackus, Brazel, Johnson, Halsey. Those four. And the chat's all over the place. Gabe, CJ. All right, now we got to put our GM cap on here because this is a tough spot. All right? This is a tough spot. There's no doubt. No doubt. All right, let's look at it clearly here. Let's go by position. Last time we'll do this quick. Edge. We think Jackus out of this list is the one we consider, correct? So what can we get at 75? Lawrence is the only guy. I'm not a huge Moore fan. LT Overton, you're looking at DDS or Keon Crawford or Barman, right? Safety. We have Halsey. We could probably get Ramsey, Wheatley, Clark, Kilgore, Genesis Smith in the later rounds. Wide receiver. We say Brazel. I mean, Chris Bell's good too. But we could probably get Hurst, Skylar Bell, Jacoby Lane, Bryce Lance. But we got to take into consideration we did trade Jaylen Waddle. So we got to wide receiver does become more of a priority. What was the other position? Corner. Sorry. Corner. Chris Johnson, and there's a big drop-off to that later round. So I could go a number of ways here. That's the problem with this pick. All right? This is a tough one, huh, Jason?
This is actually really tough. This is the toughest pick so far.
Can we have 3 picks here? I like these, though, scenarios.
Because there's going to be that receiver run. That's just normal at this point.
You know what? Chris Johnson, you want to go corner later on? We can do corner later on.
I want to go corner later on. I want to.
You don't or you do?
No, I would. I'd be fine with it. I mean, if you want to get Jackus, because they need a pass rush, I'm okay with that, knowing that we really have to focus on the defensive backfield and a wide receiver the next 3
picks. Might have to pull this one. Shout out to everybody watching.
I liked Jackus last year, and then he went back to school.
I love Jackus.
And I like.
No, I'm kidding. We're into the same 3 or 4 guys here. We're both in agreement, right? This is hard because we usually are fighting and arguing. We're like, okay, we wish we could get 3 or 4.
I mean,
maybe try to trade up.
That's not the worst idea in the world.
You know what? When you get stuck, what do you do? Trade up, man. You know what? Let's try to move up. We like the value here.
I'll tell you what. Move up. We got to make a pick first.
Make a pick and then move up.
But
you know what's weird though? I'm tempted to take the wide receiver. I don't know why. Maybe because we just traded Jaylen Waddle.
I like Johnson a lot. I don't know if I want to pass up on 2 of my guys in Hunter and Johnson.
You gotta look at the board though. You know what I mean?
Go to all again.
Hunter, Johnson, Thomas, Basantis, Bell. You know what? Let's take Johnson. Let's try to move up for the wide receiver.
I don't know if we need to move up for a wide receiver.
For Brazel's, he's got different. He's interesting. Or we can move up for Jackus.
I would go Johnson here because I think he's.
Yeah, I think let's go corner. That's my gut.
He's a great kid too. He's a good prospect.
Yeah, he's a better corner than these guys we're talking about. Neal, and he fits the threshold. My gut tells me Chris Johnson. When I looked at it, it said go there. Let's go there.
Okay.
You want to try to move up?
No. Let's make the pick and see what happens.
Okay. What is it? Brazel just went.
Hunter to the Lions, of course. That doesn't really make sense though, because
Okay. Edge. Let's look at the edge group, how it's looking. Edge is going hacked. So let's see what our board looks like. We got 2 picks here. Nah, we're not doing that. We got 2 picks now. We got a pick. So we got 75.
This is wide receiver, edge, safety area.
Yeah. This is wide receiver, edge, safety. You hit it on the money. All right, let's look at the edge group. Overton, Sutton.
We'll go to wide receiver first.
I think those guys can wait till 87.
Just go to wide receiver because that's.
Hurst went. I think we got to take. I think let's take Bryce Lane. I think we take him at 77.
Not yet.
77. I don't want to lose him though. We don't pick till 87.
Okay.
I think we take Bryce Lane at 77.
Let me just look at the names we picked so far, just so I can see it.
Yeah. Good draft. This is a really good draft. So we got our 2 offensive linemen in a corner. Let's look at the interior. Jalen Farmer.
No. We really.
I know. I'm looking to see where he would be. Okay.
Go to the edges again.
Edges.
And then safety. Okay.
Sutton we can take probably 77.
Go to the safeties.
But I'd be okay with Barman. Safeties.
I like Genesis Smith.
Ramsey, Clark.
He's gone.
Remember, we got 90. We got 94 now.
Yeah, but we're getting a little deep into the game here without a safety.
I can do Kilgore. I'm fine with Kilgore at 94.
All right. All right.
So
why don't we go with DDS and then Bryce Lane at 77?
Okay, let me just look one more time at all real quick. God, Lee. This guy always falls. Fields, Smith, Connor Lew, Rivers, Rutledge, Trigg, Muhammad, Jackson.
I need a pass rush. I think we go DDS and then Lance, because Lance is flying up the board here. I mean, Lance is in real life.
We got to get a receiver. It'll be Lane or Lance here.
Remember, we have 2 picks in the next.
We might double dip at the receiver.
So you want to get Lance to make sure we get our receiver one spot.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get
Lance and then get me DDS, and I'll be thrilled.
Okay. Well,
if DDS goes 76, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, he won't. I hope not.
Well, I hope not. Lance.
You want to go? No, we're not doing that.
Who is that 76 pick?
Grayson.
All right, good. All right.
So you want to just look at the all board real quick just to please everybody. Man, that's safety. We're gonna have to get a safety with one of these picks though.
Now here's what we could do. Why don't we get DDS now? DDS.
And
then we
got. I think safety has good value. I like safety, and I like the safety, and I like the.
Go DDS now, and then we're going to target one of those safeties next.
Safety, edge, DT. Okay, offense. Let me look at the positions. Tight end, not yet. Guard, no. Quarterback. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got a tight end that I've been.
Trigg.
No. Another guy. The kid from Texas. He used to play Santa.
Malachi. Yeah, Malachi Fields over Lance for me. I'm not as high on Malachi Fields, guys. Don't pay attention so much to the rating, right? This changes, right?
I like Jack Endress a little bit later.
Man. So if we're going to get a tight end late, we got to get Roush, man. We got to get Roush.
All right.
You like him over Roush?
I don't mind either.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that. All right. Let's go with you want to go with DDS, right?
I want to go with DDS, yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Need a pass rusher. And then we got to go safety next.
Yep. Let's take those safety looks. See if we can get if we can get Kamari Ramsey. Ooh. I don't know, man. You want to go Ramsey here or you want to go
Ramsey versus
or Clark? I might go Clark actually over Ramsey.
Clark's got a little bit more size speed combo, I'll tell you the truth.
I might go Clark over Ramsey here. Or I'd even probably go Kilgore over Ramsey. I love Kilgore that much. How's chat looking?
Go to everyone who's available now. Go to just everybody again.
I'd go Lance and Lane. That's true, man.
We'll go everyone. If you want to double up at a receiver.
Wow, you want to go? You know what? That's a great point.
That's not a bad idea. We're going to get one of the safeties.
We got 90. Let's get the other big receiver.
Kobe Lane.
Shout out, Clown Prince, my brother.
Okay.
Let's go to Kobe Lane. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, we'll get our safety next. Let's go get 2 receivers.
That works. Now we got to go safety.
Now we got our safety.
Now we got to go
safety. Beautifully. Blood Clark.
Ramsey, Bud Clark. No, wow.
I gotta look.
Ramsey's a better player. Ramsey's a bit of a better player, but there's injuries there.
Hold on. Let me think, because I did some safety work. Let me go to my notepad here. I thought I had safeties. I had something on Ramsey that I wasn't sure about. I'm trying to find it.
Some injuries.
Was it the injuries?
He's got some injuries. Go to all again. Go to just see where we're at.
And Genesis Smith went, right? I'm not looking at the board, correct?
We got another pick at 94 coming up. So I don't know.
Did Smith go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got another pick at 94.
Yeah. All right. Hold on.
So who's
we got a pick. Yeah, it's new pick. So we
go to all.
94 and 30 and 130. All right, let's go to all. Let me look what's on the board here.
Justin Jolly's a good tight end too.
Yeah. How's the tight end? Where do they have my guy Roush and your guy Andres rated? 118. Roush.
Roush is leading. Yeah.
Well,
you can target Roush 130.
Yeah, I think the value there we get him at see your boy.
You could also double up a corner and get Muhammad.
Who's not a
Devin
bad idea.
Moore's available.
Ooh.
And Julian Neal. Interesting.
You want to get our running back? If we traded Achane, this is the guy I'd be looking at.
Yeah, but we're not doing that. This isn't the mindset
if we did it, I'd be doing that. I think we go. Who did we take last? We took Jacoby Lane.
Need a
safety group. I can do Bud Clark as much as Kamari Ramsey. Not much difference. So
we don't need.
Malik Muhammad.
There's three really good corners there.
I'll tell you. What do we get? You talk about Muhammad and Johnson, how sticky those two guys are. Now, there is the argument to get the bigger guy.
That would be Neal or Moore. Moore is the bigger of the three.
It's again, we go back to tape. It's like with Mekhi Lemon, right? It's a tough choice.
Who is the best on the board? Who is the best player on the board?
Ramsey, Muhammad, Jackson, Turnin, Lawson, Lewis, Bud Clark, Kyle Lewis. Yeah, Kyle Lewis. He's more of a Lewis is actually more of a safety. He's a converted safety, so he's a little small. Kyle Lewis is a good player though.
I don't like Ramsey's run defense versus some other options out there.
I like Bud Clark out of that group or Jalen Kilgore.
All right, then why don't we go another way?
Let's go corner. I think is the best value, man. Is Malik Muhammad too good to pass up here?
If you want, he's your number 2 corner in the draft. Behind what you're selecting.
How do you feel though? I know they're close. How do you feel about the size difference? I
mean, it's 2 inches, 3 inches.
Yeah, I know. I mind it, but like, who's the better pure corner? That's the question we got to ask. I think Muhammad could play inside and out. How do you feel? Are you more Neal?
I like Neal. I like Neal a pick later, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Well, this draft board is interesting here. We got to forget. We almost got to forget about the rankings and go with the guys we think they're going to go here. I think we go corner. My pick probably, would be Muhammad. You know that, but again, it's not a big difference.
It really isn't a huge difference right now.
Problem with all this. That's what we said. The meat of the draft is this. I'll go. It's corner or safety. I think maybe the next 2 picks.
Yeah. Let's go Malik. He's a better player.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's go Malik Muhammad.
And then we got to go safety in 94. Bud Clark was just picked. Wow.
That's okay. This guy's a player.
All right. Jaylen Kilgore.
Let's take Kilgore.
Okay.
Let's just look at all first. Yeah, let's take Kilgore. You can't go wrong with Kilgore. I'm telling you. You like him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's fine. It was a fallback.
Yeah. And again, don't go by the board. Like it's Malik was going to go. Both of those guys were going to go pretty quick.
Jaylen Neal went to the Eagles. Interesting.
Yeah. Isaiah World, that Devin Moore went.
Big tackle from Oregon. I'd look at tight end next.
I'm liking our drafts, Arnie. This is one we kind of agreed. We had a couple hiccups.
We went up and got a guy.
Oh, Stripling. Jalen Farmer.
Yeah. We went up and we got some guys. A couple of guys fell.
Let's look at our picks now. We have 130 and 227. Okay. When
you look at certain areas, you
like that deal?
No more.
No more deal. I don't mind it. All right. Your tight end's available.
I like Endries.
Yeah.
I like Endries a lot.
I can do Endries.
He's another one.
I can do Endries or Roush. Davis, Raritan.
Go to the players again that we picked. Aller's available.
So is Green. Players we picked. Vega, Blake Miller, right side of the offense. Select Chris Johnson, Bryce Lance, DDS, Jacoby
Took
Lane.
care of 3 defensive backs, 2
this
wide
draft
receivers, 2
is-
offensive linemen.
So does the Dolphins need to hire me and you here in their scouting department, man? Because
Let's see how
I'm confident in my ability to draft, man. You should be too. I've been doing this for a long time, so have you, brother. We should be confident in our ability to draft.
I like adding another offensive weapon.
Let's
I
look
like
up.
it.
Let me see who's
Hey, let me see. Go to the edges again.
all right. Once edges. Edges.
Yeah. I like Tyreek Sapp as a run defender. But we can get him later.
Yeah. Let me look at the linebackers. Nothing. Corners. We already got enough. Safeties. We got our safety. Let's
Go with
to
tight
offense.
end. Go with tight end.
Let's go with offense. Real quick. Quarterback, running back, Adam Randall, but I don't know if we'll be able to get him.
And let's
Got
see the
two
whole
receivers,
board.
tight ends.
Let's just see the whole board, all the players.
Our picks are,
Oh no, all the players available.
man, he's a stud to be available still. I know we've got 2 linemen, but man,
I'd go Endries. I'd go Jack Endries right now. I like him.
I'm fine with that. I like Roush a little better, but I'm fine with that. Same.
I'd go Endries.
Yeah, we'll go Andrews. Then
Okay. And then we got our 7th.
we're gonna move up.
No, we need 2 picks here.
We gotta get our quarterback. Come on, Taylor. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, we're not. It's not gonna happen. No, let's stick and pick here.
All right, if this guy's available, you got to give him to me.
That's fine.
He's not gonna make it.
That's fine.
Eli, good tight end. Tacario Davis is intriguing. Yes. Parker, similar
Draft
skills
a
as Brewer. Dolphins met with Raritan at the combine. That's true, Sarney. But Sarney, he had a feeling on, we both have feelings on players. So that's the way it works. You know what I mean? Trade $7 to get a 6 pick for a quarterback. They want us to trade up, man. You want to trade up for Alar? He's still there.
Yeah, trade up for Alar.
We're going to get Drew Alar. We're going to get Drew Alar.
With the Jets, yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, who cares?
Go with the Cowboys.
Nah, we'll go with the Jets, man.
We're giving them back their 7th round pick. That doesn't make sense.
They're not going to get it.
No. Forget the Jets. Do somewhere else. No.
Why would he?
You're
might
giving
go
them the
here.
2027th. You're giving them
7th
3
round
picks.
Pick.
You're
Yeah.
giving them 3. No. Not to the Jets. Not to the Jets.
Why not to the Jets? He's gonna.
You're
What if
You're
Alar
giving
goes
him back. You're giving him back the pick. It's not. Doesn't make sense.
We
You're
want
giving
the
him back
player,
pick.
Jason. We want the player.
Do it for Dallas. Just
All right.
We're not giving them the back their
Doing
pick.
this Jets thing.
We have
All
their
right.
pick to make a trade.
All right. You happy now? We're doing Dallas. We're doing Dallas.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
You hate trading with the Jets.
It's not only that we have the pick that we're not going to just give them back to
I'll
them.
give it back if I want. If Drew Alar's still there.
This isn't the movie draft day.
All right.
That's it. I'll offer them those 2.
What is we're at 180, right? Not gonna happen. I gotta do this. I gotta give him a 7. We'll give him the Giants 7. Let's do this deal. Let's go. Let me get our quarterback here, Drew Orlai. Chat, good job on the chat there. They wanted us to go get the quarterback.
Eyeballing it. And that's the draft.
I didn't get Adam Randall again.
It's all right.
We'll get him one. We'll get him one. We'll get him
Right.
we'll get him one. Shout out to everybody who's been watching. I like Cole Payton, Sure Jets. I hope you guys are entertained with me and Sardi doing the draft. I promise you, there is no other because we both love players. But I'll be honest, it was really tough this draft.
This was a tougher one.
Thing.
This was a tougher one.
Shout out to
Trey Zune's a good
Trey
lineman
Zune,
too.
man.
Yeah, he's a really good
Hey, you want to know
lineman.
about Trey Zune? Watch the University of Miami game. He handled those 2 edges. He's a tackle. He's probably going to move inside. Yep.
He went number 2. Jeremiah Love went 2 to the Jets.
All right,
that or
way
not.
to a lot of value.
I like the draft. A couple of things maybe I would have reversed.
While we're waiting, we have 245 people live on just YouTube. So I want everybody, give us a thumb up, give us a subscribe, because we want to give away the caps. We're gonna, if nobody knows, I mentioned a lot because at 3,000 likes, at 3,000 subs, we get there before the draft. We're gonna give away official Dolphins draft cap. They're nice, and we're gonna give away some Finn's Faithful hats. Also, I have a Spencer Fano video dropping in the next couple of days. Check that out. Check out the stream we did today. I did the live reaction. It was crazy. The live reaction. Let's go. should have maneuvered down. Yeah, we didn't want to do too many trades on this one. We'll do some more trades. We did a lot of heavy ones. All right, let's look at the draft.
Trading. We like trading.
We love it.
We want to keep a little bit of realism.
All right, let's go to the draft, Sarni. Vega, we traded down. We got a pick 77 and 15, right? And we picked up Vega. I call him Vega, the Penn State guard, starting day one. Blake Miller, day one right tackle starter. Athletic, I think has a 9.97 RAS score, 52 starts at right tackle, durable. We always talk about injuries. He's not a project. He lines up day one, long, strong, scheme fit. Love him. Chris Johnson, you know that. We got the sticky corner, day one starter.
He could be a late first rounder too, so I think there's good value there.
Rice Lane, you see him 75.
We went up to go get him.
Yeah, we went up to go get him.
Meaning we didn't trade up, but I don't want to use the word reach because I think he's a top 75 pick in the real
board. Don't go by the board so much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't disrespect any of these boards, but everybody's board's different. They do a consensus. We did consensus, so you can't put it on one outlet. True. So Bryce Lane, we got the speed to replace Waddle. We took the Dennis DDS, and we got the edge rusher. Then we went back, took the big wide receiver at USC. Shout out to Clown Prince. He caught that. We got another guy who could probably potentially start at corner for us, Malik Muhammad. An unbelievably underrated safety in Jalen Kilgore. Jack Andrews at tight end. Then we went up, got our quarterback, Drew Allard development. They got their guy, development of quarterback. At quarterback. What did you guys think? I'm telling you, if everything falls just right, we can speed this real bit up. That can net 6, 7 day one starters. First 3 pick starters. 4th pick could have traded down 8 slots to get it. Man, maybe.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong, though.
We didn't want to do too many trades. Listen, if in real life, trades are fun. You know,
love me some Sam Roush. I hope everyone drinks some Guinness for St. Patrick's Day. I'm gonna need it. I know Sardi's had a long day. I've had a long day, but I shout out to all the people that are watching this live. Yes, smash that like button, subscribe. Sarni, final thoughts on the draft?
I give it a B+. I give it a B+.
I'll go A-. I think I'm gonna go A-.
I give it a B+. I think we did okay. I think we left a couple of things on the table that we could have done a different way and still maybe gotten a guy and gotten another guy to pick before.
But we saw what happens when you do that, and the guy goes a couple picks before. So I agree. I'm gonna go.
But in terms of need, in terms of what this team needed, we doubled up on the very proper positions in the trenches on the offensive line,
A-,
and wide receivers that we need, and defensive back. We tripled up on the defensive backs, 2 corners and a safety. Yeah,
I was happy. Again, few spot. I'm gonna go A- here. I'm gonna go A-. Come on, Sonny, A-.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna go to a B+. I'm gonna stick with the B+. Max Iahanacho would have gotten an A-.
Nah, I'm telling you. Put on Blake Miller. You're gonna love it. It's
not disappointing.
Either one. I mean, honestly, I don't think Iahanacho or Miller. If you got either one, I think the grade's the same. That's my opinion. B grade, B+, A-, B-. All right, so we're all in the same ballpark. Good draft. Fair. If the draft went like this, I'm all for it. I'll tell you that. They did a great job if it went like this. I still think, guys, just watch Makai Lemon. Just do it for me. That's it. All right? That's it. That's all I ask. Ed was the wink link. Yeah, great guys. Great. Me and Jason, our funnest part here is doing this. We actually feel like we're in the war room. You guys are in the war room. We're both kind of picking for the Dolphins. And you're going to get true passion. And we're going to argue the pick, but end of the day, we usually come out to a agreement, a consensus. Because I mean, be honest. I mean, how much different are our guys? Not much, right? Like we got a few here and there, but not much.
We do have a general.
Yeah, the general
25, 30 guys. That we
really
love, you know?
I mean, we'll argue because we like one over the other, but we're really like, if we went Iahanacho, I'd be fine. But I wanted to do it a little different, and I've been watching more Blake Miller. And Sarni's going to watch more Blake Miller. He's going to come back and tell me he likes him a lot. So
I'm going to say also, too, Tyreek Sapp is a guy late day 3 to watch for. He can really set the edge. He's a run-stopper.
We need guys to set the edge. So that's another thing. We need
guys. Got to look for Lee.
0 pass rush in Miami. Hey, thanks, fellas. Look, this is a rebuild. You're not going to fill everything in one draft, by the way. And you can't go into a draft with the closed mindset that's where you get in trouble. Teams that are flexible and are willing to adjust to the board are the best teams that draft. What I always say, Jason, get the best players in the building, figure the rest of the blank later. So you got to be careful. Jason has the BPAON. I'm trying to pull a need out of Jason, but it's going to be impossible. I think it's going to be impossible. But you're coming around, bro. You're coming around a little bit. But this was fantastic, man.
Fun show.
Jason,
they're always fun.
Show.
They're always fun. We appreciate everybody in the chat.
Everybody showed out tonight. Great draft, great show. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe on the way out. We appreciate it. It's been a long night. Everybody go get some rest. Unless Devon Achane gets traded tomorrow. we do have a show planned tomorrow with the guests. I got to confirm that. So you never know. Just when you subscribe, hit the notification or follow our social media. We'll let you know when we go live. All right. Fun draft. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for staying late with us. We appreciate it. I can't name all you guys. Thank you guys so much. As always, guys, stay Fins faithful. For Jason Sarney and for myself, we are out.